Hello, Disney Infinity Trainers. Welcome back to another character review episode here on iStarlyTV. This is the series on our channel where we take a look at all of the characters in Disney Infinity 3.0 and show off their skill trees and their gameplay so you can decide whether they're cool or not. As you can see, we've got double trouble going on today. We are reviewing two characters. We're not reviewing two characters, we're really reviewing Black Suit Spider-Man here, but what I thought would be interesting to do is review Black Suit Spider-Man in contrast to regular Spider-Man, so you can kind of see what's different about him in Disney Infinity 3.0 and whether he's worth getting. Personally, I was looking at Black Suit Spider-Man as just a variant figure, just a new costume, and that's just it. But they've actually made some cool additions to the character and to the suit in Disney Infinity 3.0 so that he feels and plays like a very different character. And so I think that's worth looking into. So let's pull up the skill trees of both first so we can see what exactly we're working with. Alright, so as you can tell, they both look very different. Now they both have a lot of health. The difference here, though, is that Black Suit Spider-Man actually has the health regeneration called Hardy Hero, and I think that's the symbiote suit giving him that power because, as we know, Venom also has the ability to recharge health over time. Spider-Man, on the right-hand side, doesn't have this ability at all. Spider-Man does, however, have the speed, the walking speed that you can increase, whereas that is nowhere to be found in Black Suit Spider-Man's skill tree. Black Suit Spider-Man here has 4 health boosts, as does regular Spider-Man. And I've gotten ahead and invested in 3 of them. The 4th one is up here. As you can see, Black Suit Spider-Man has a lot going on, and so, as is always the case, I didn't have enough skill points to get to all of them. Up here, though, this is a pretty interesting one, the Web Sling upgrade. This allows him to travel further and higher with his web swing. And that's pretty useful if you're trying to get around the toy box a lot more quickly. I think that that's something that's useful to invest in. Here we have the spider reflexes and the kickoff time, which allow you to block. Those improve your blocking capabilities, and this gives you an attack after you block. On the next page, we have the special move, and this move is also very different. However, if you look at it, this is very interesting. The layout for both of these characters on their special skill tree is identical. Well, at least the way it looks. If you look at each technical one, the name of them is very different, but you know, all the branches here, you know, you start to the right, you go left, up, left. You can also go up this way where there's 2 options. So it's identically laid out. However, their moves are very different. Let's take a look at what these moves do. Oops, sorry. So the picture here is also very similar. However, these moves are very different, and I'll go ahead and show that off in a little bit. But basically, Black Suit Spider-Man has these web bombs that you can detonate. So he throws them on the ground, they stick to the ground, and whenever you feel like, you can hold the R1 button or the special move button again, and they will detonate. That is really cool. Regular Spider-Man, on the other hand, just has the web barrage, which has been pretty underwhelming. He just kind of hangs upside down, as you can see in the image, and shoots a bunch of webs to stun multiple enemies. It hasn't proven to be very useful for me. I do like Black Suit Spider-Man Special a lot better, and you can upgrade... Sorry about that, closed it. You can upgrade Black Suit Spider-Man Special by investing in the number of uses he has, as you can see here. So this adds a charge, so does this, and there's another one up here which I didn't get to. You can also invest in the Mega Web Bombs, which increases the area of these bombs. So that's really interesting. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to that one either, but I think that would be pretty useful as well. And then there's a damage increase, and lastly, a speedy meter upgrade. So very different stuff. Next, we have, again, the layout here is very similar, but the moves you see are different. Right here, we have the Street Spike. That's pretty standard stuff. As well as a damage increase. This one here adds an additional attack to his combo, so I think that that is useful and pretty cool as well. And the attack looks very different than regular Spider-Man, which I think a lot of fans will want to see. Over here we have the Dodge Almighty, which allows him to perform a powerful attack upon successfully dodging an enemy attack. So you dodge and then you immediately attack afterward, and it gives you the ability to perform a unique and powerful move. Over here we have the Spider Pound upgrade, so that just increases the area for his ground pound ability. It's not very useful. And then lastly up here we have a couple extra damage increases if you want to go that route. Now this brings us to his ranged move. His ranged move, now if you see at the very bottom here, this is his web pull, which is the same as Spider-Man's, which is when you hold the square button, he brings enemies in with him. So it makes it very similar to the force pull ability that we've seen in all of the force wielding characters, as well as characters like Ultron and Hulkbuster, but it's called the magnetic pull with them, I believe. Now, regular Spider-Man on the right-hand side, you can see he uses the R2 button, which is the ranged button, to pull in an enemy. So that's really interesting and kind of a different layout on the controls with how to use them, and I think that's pretty cool. This increases the duration of Black Suit Spider-Man's web stun, so that's pretty neat. Over here to the right, we have increasing the rate of fire of his web bolts, which I've gone ahead and upgraded twice because I think that that's pretty useful as well. There's also a damage increase right here up top, but that's up to you whether you want to invest in that. Next, down here to the left, we have the Web of Spider-Man Level 2, which further increases the duration of his web stuns. And then we have the Web Net Level 1 and Level 2. This allows him to trap multiple targets with a net of webs. I find that to be pretty useful. And then the one over here reduces the charge time it takes for him to charge his web net. So he has a lot going on. Black Suit Spider-Man is clearly very different from regular Spider-Man. He can also perform a finisher move, so he has been fully upgraded, I think, to kind of fall in line with all of the 3.0 characters, whereas regular Spider-Man is more stuck in the 2.0 kind of ways. Let's take a look at some animations and how those differ. So this is Spider-Man's web shooting ability. So if you can see here, he kind of shoots strings of webs, and you can also hold it down, which is what allows him to pull enemies in. And if he doesn't have an enemy, he can basically pull himself forward. So when you press the range button for Black Suit Spider-Man, he kind of shoots webs in kind of like balls, and you can charge them up, and they have a higher radius there. So that's really interesting. And it traps enemies like that. So Black Suit Spider-Man cannot pull enemies in. Now let's get back to regular Spider-Man. They both have a similar block. That's pretty cool. And let's go with melee. Let's take a look at that. So regular Spider-Man, this is how his animation looks.
You do that to me, Spider-Man.
Nice. And let's go over here.
Hi there. Spider-Man's the name. Slinging and swinging's the game.
Alright, so that looks pretty similar to original Spider-Man's. However, as you saw at the end, let's try that again. Black Suit Spider-Man has the finisher. Very, very cool.
Did anyone get the license plate number of that truck?
Next, let's take a look at the specials. So this is regular Spider-Man's special. Again, I've found that to be very underwhelming. He's stuck. We'll wait for him to defrost. And here is Black Suit Spider-Man's special. Throw a bomb, and when you hold the special button again, it'll detonate. Nice. And you can use that up to 4 times. Well, that's how I've invested. You can invest in more uses if you'd like. And you can blow them up all at the same time. Awesome. Oh, there's more. Oh, they're stuck on him. That's funny. Alright, so that's it, I think, really for Black Suit Spider-Man. I really wanted to personally see the differences between the two characters, and hopefully this has shown you that there are noticeable differences. So if you think Black Suit Spider-Man looks cool, but you're afraid to get him because you're wondering whether he's just too similar to Spider-Man, there are enough differences, I think, to make him his own unique character. I'm happy he's added to my collection. So I hope you've enjoyed this character review of Black Suit Spider-Man and taking a look at his skill tree and his comparison to regular Spider-Man. This is iStarlyTV. If you liked this video, please drop a like. And feel free to subscribe if you'd like to see more Disney Infinity character reviews and gameplay videos. Well, here's Drake Bell and Evil Drake Bell signing out.